Alright, let's try this again if my camera wants to work with me. This video is just to show you how to hook a player 4 wiring low kick, low punch harness up to a player 3 control panel harness. Now this is an MK2 dedicated cabinet. My player 3 harness is being worked on by someone, by your MK arcade source. I'm doing a multi-MK machine, so it's being worked on by him. For the meantime, I figured I'd hook up the player 4 harness, that way I could still play it while that's out being worked on. I hooked it up. The wires, the buttons were all messed up. I think low punch, player 1 low punch did low kick, player 1 low kick did block. I mean, they were just all messed up. Oh, and there is the first issue you'll have if you're hooking the player 3 control panel harness to the player 4 harness is that with the player 3 kick harness, it's 5 pins and then a space and then 5 pins. So the space in between the 5, it's like blocked out. There's a piece of plastic in there. Now all you got to do is just get a little flat head eyeglass screwdriver. You can get these at Walmart or many other places for a couple bucks. And you want to pry that pin out, pry that plastic piece out. It should just pop right out. And you're going to do that to the player 4 harness because it's like, I think, a pin, and then it's blocked out by that plastic. So they won't line up correctly. So you got to pry that plastic piece out. And you should have a player 4 harness with all the pins open. And what you want to do then, I had to do it the hard way because I couldn't find any wiring harness diagram for player 4. There's stuff for player 3 because that's what's supposed to be in here, but I couldn't find anything for player 4. So I just started hooking up wires, see what they did, see where they went, see where the connections went, and eventually I got everything figured out. Now since I'm going to be using my player 3 harness once it comes back, I just pulled all these wires out, and I think some of them are probably for the run and block and stuff like that, but like an additional block, I guess. But since I won't need them, I'm going to be using my player 3 harness once it gets here. I just needed the low punch, low kick for my MK2. So here I will tell you what wires go to where. Of course, when you look at your connection here, your player 3 control panel harness connection, it has like a starting from the right, it is blue with a green stripe. I know you can't really see it. And then there is a blue with a yellow stripe.
I found this in the truck.
And then there's a couple spaces. Now these two on the bottom here, those two that I just read off, those are for player 2. And the top two here are for player 1. And they are blue with like a red stripe and then blue with a black stripe on the very end. So those two are your player 1 wires, low kick, low punch. So what you want to do is there's a gray with a yellow stripe wire. You want to hook that into the spot so it makes contact with the blue with green wire, this very bottom one right here. You want those two to make contact. So all you got to do is just pop this cap off. This just pries right off with a screwdriver. All the wires aren't, although they may be in there pretty tight, they just pull right out. It's kind of like you push the wire down in there. There's these metal contacts that cut into the wire to make contact and kind of hold it in place. But anyway, so you want to hook the gray with yellow wire to the bottom blue wire. Player 2, I believe that is yellow is I think it's low punch, but I might be wrong. But either way, as long as you hook it into the bottom, connect the two together, you're fine. So then you got a gray with orange stripe. The gray with orange stripe goes to your blue with yellow stripe, which is the second wire here that you see from the bottom. This one right there, the top one. So you hook that, move that so it'll line up with that wire. And then you got a gray with black stripe. The gray with black stripe gets hooked up so it makes contact with the blue with the reddish brownish coloring on it. The second one from the top here. And then finally you have a gray with white stripe that gets hooked up to the very last wire here. Your blue with black stripe. And if you have an MK2, those are all the connections you're going to need to make to play it completely. Those are low punch, low kick for player 1 and player 2. These extra wires you won't need. Like I said, since I'm using my player 3 harness once I get it, I'm not gonna use this, so I won't need the run button wires or anything. But 2 of these are run button wires, I'm assuming, and the other 2 are like block or something like that. So all you'd have to do if you wanted to hook those up for like MK3 and up is just hook these wires up like I showed you, and then just strip the ends off of these one at a time and hook them up to the pin, and then hook the wire from here up to your run button, and just kind of test it, see if it runs. If it does, then you got the right button, and just match them up that way. But yeah, I don't have a diagram to give you guys or anything for that. But that's pretty much it. That's how to wire up your player 4 harness to your player 3 control panel harness. So hopefully this will help you out when you're trying to make changes, or if you want to take your player 3 harness out for whatever reason, or hopefully that'll help you out. Thanks.